I create content and build brands with people that want to create. That's a little bit messy, so let me clean this up. I create content and build brands with professional athletes and businesses that are in the sport industry space. The brand that I'm currently building is called Moderne Athletes. Moderne Athlete is a content creation and marketing hub for professional athletes.
As long as you run the standard, you could come to our trials.
And you're considered a professional at that point? In the past, I've worked with professional athletes like
Why do we do what we do? What's like the why behind everything?
to create content around the messages that they had and wanted to share. Now I'm working with Kenny Bednarek and Sharmila Nicolette to share the messages of professional athletes and develop projects that share the unseen perspective of these professional athletes. The idea phase is where we've come up with the idea, and brands or athletes, they usually have a message that they're trying to convey. That's how I structure the sharing or the dissemination of that idea. That idea is going to be influencing others through the information that we're sharing, through the content that we create, and we have to wrap that content in context. When we were building out the idea for Road to Paris, we looked at the message that we wanted to share, which was the unseen perspective of professional athletes. And we wanted to be specific, Olympic athletes, because that was what we connection with. Kenny Bednarek, he's a professional athlete that has an Olympic medal, and through connection with his girlfriend, Sharmila, she understood how to brand content. When we looked at the things that she's done, she's a professional golfer and she's had the ability to work with Audi. I had to start to understand how she developed that relationship, how she created a brand for herself, how she was able to connect with that brand. And it's being able to understand how to build that connection and share the content. That's the theory behind it. The execution was, let's build out what the content will look like. Let's think about the story that we're looking to tell. So content provides context. It allows the viewer to understand the perspective of the individual that is speaking through their message or speaking through the experience that they had, so that on the other side, the viewer understands the context through the content that's being shared. When we work with brands, the context is sharing their idea, the value that they provide, the service that they can provide to a consumer. When it is sharing the perspective of athletes, it's sharing the experience of professional athletes, or sharing how a professional athlete either went through something or experienced something. When I'm working with brands or working with professional athletes, I try to think of what is the idea that they're looking to convey, how are we looking to convey that idea through the content that we create, and what is the container or the context that we're looking to provide so that other individual can connect with that idea. I think that the content creator role is the game of connection. And how do you connect one vision or message and provide context so that you can connect that vision or message with the person on the other side? And that's just on the other side of the screen. Through this process of working with brands and working with professional athletes, I've started to understand that exchange of value is the whole game that I try to play as a content creator. It's making sure through either it's a website or a piece of content or an image or a design or an experience, it's making sure that the user or the viewer or the follower is able to connect with the message or the content based on the message that is provided by the individual. That's the game that I usually try to play when building out brands or building out content. That is a game that I'm continuously playing with the brands that I work with. I tried to provide value through this video and just start to outline the basics of how I think and the tools that I use. If you like this, subscribe, and more will come. And check out our projects, Road to Paris right now through Moderne Athletes. Check out SAI Academy's website. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All right, have a good day. The role of a content creator, in my opinion, is to be able to understand an idea, provide context for that idea, so that you can connect that idea with the viewer. And the context that you provide is the content that you create, and the content that you create communicates the message or the vision for a brand, for an individual. I think my job as a content creator is to do that. It's understanding the function as a content creator, I think, provides the best result.